Nation. Today is Friday, the 19th day of April 2024. I hope you're safe and healthy this Friday, and that your family is safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met this morning. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders, every day out here saving lives. Those also that pick up garbage for us to keep our streets and sidewalks clean and disease-free. Those that make deliveries of people, food, water, mail for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue and deliver and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the people that are involved in these things, the perpetrators, those that profit from these things, the profiteers, and the perverts that start and create and make the demand for these things. Finally, double curses on all of them, and double curses on all the people that are involved in high places. Double blessings, finally, on the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. I found myself with a free hour and a half this morning, unexpectedly. People are coming in from different parts of the country, as I mentioned, and we're getting stuff prepared for tomorrow. And the Knicks are getting prepared for tomorrow. There's going to be a basketball game tomorrow night. The Knicks are going to be playing the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, a couple of things. I know there's a lot of obvious and warranted hype about this series because this is the NBA playoffs, and the NBA playoffs are the best part of the year. So here we go, right? But the bottom line, and this is something that we haven't been able to say in New York, man, I can't tell you. I really can't remember the last time I could say what I'm about to say. The Knicks are the better team. Period. The Knicks are better than the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, that doesn't mean there's a shoo-in of them winning this series. They should, though, because generally, in a 7-game series, the better team wins. And then you're talking about two teams whereby all of the players on both teams, the necessary role players, the star player, everybody's healthy. Everybody's healthy, and they're coming into this series fully equipped. When fully equipped, the Knicks versus the 76ers, the Knicks are better. Sixers have the reigning MVP, obviously, Joel Embiid, right? He can do everything on the basketball floor. He can shoot from all three levels on a high level. He can defend. He can rebound. He does it all. He can pass. He does it all, okay? So he is a load. There's no doubt. So you know he's going to get his 35 points. He's going to get his 15 rebounds. He's going to get that. The question is how much work is he going to have to do to get it? And what is his sidekicks, the ancillary plays? See, people focus a lot on the stars, and that's warranted, right? Because you need those guys, those big guns to get you to the promised land. But really, it's team. And really, it's those ancillary plays. That's why big three don't work no more. What happened, you could get big three. Miami did it with LeBron and Bosh and D Wade in their prime. You get a big three, and then you fill the rest of the roster out with minimum salary players, rookies, has-beens that's looking for a ring, and the big three carry you through. It ain't like that no more. Big threes don't get it done. You need ancillary pieces that'll come in and do work for you. Like last year with the Miami Heat, they had Jimmy Butler, okay? They had Bam Adebayo. But then they had guys like Gabe Vincent that came in, Max Strus that came in and did work and hit big shots and played great defense. You need a team now. The league is so much heavily in parity. It's not just one guy. You need a team, okay? Now, Philly, I'm looking at their stats for the last game they played against Miami, which gives you an indication of their playoff, what they're going to do in terms of rotation. So they started Harris, Embiid, Lowry, Maxey, Oubre, and then they have Batum, Reed, and Buddy Hield. Campaign only played 3 minutes, but that was the 8-man rotation that they used, okay? And so they're probably going to employ that again. Maxey played 44 minutes. Embiid played 38 minutes. Oubre played 37 minutes. I mean, you're going to get heavy minutes from those guys like that. This is playoff basketball. The good thing for the Knicks is that Tom Thibodeau starts playoff preparation in training camp. He's prepared his rotations. What he does is playoff preparation the whole season. Okay, some of y'all keep whining for him to play 10 guys. He's always in prep for playoff mode. There ain't no 10 rotation going to happen. Okay, but he's going to play 8. And the 9th is precious. So he's going to get your starting 5, the Villanova triplets, plus Hartenstein and OG Anunoby. Then you're going to have Deuce. You're going to have Bodega 44. And then you're going to have Mitchell Robinson. And then because you're playing against Joel Embiid, you're going to see some Precious Achiuwa. I'm not sure how many minutes you're going to see Precious Achiuwa. It depends on the foul situation with Hartenstein and Mitch Rob. But you're going to see Precious Achiuwa minutes. Okay, because you want to throw out as many different looks at Embiid as you can. And each of those guys brings something different to the table. And then, of course, if if Philly decides to go small when Embiid's out the game, they use Paul Reed at the 5. Then you could definitely go with Precious Achiuwa. And he will definitely more than match up against Paul Reed. Paul Reed's good. I liked him coming out of college. I think he was coming out of Washington. I forgot what college he was coming, or DePaul. I forgot what college he was coming. But I liked him when he was coming out. He was a solid player coming out, and he's turned into a solid pro. Talking a little too much for this series, but okay. But I like the Precious Achiuwa matchup against him. So Nick Batum really came off with like a veteran, performance against Miami. I don't think you're going to see that all the time from him. Maybe 5 years ago, but he could pop up and do it every once in a while now. So you do got to, everything is going to count here. But I'm very confident for a number of reasons. Number one, at the center position, for Embiid, between Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. First of all, Mitchell Robinson has been, for like a year now, has been really dominating Embiid. He has Embiid's number, okay? He can guard Embiid. So, and I'm confident Hartenstein obviously can also. So I'm not worried about Embiid killing us today. Then there's obviously OG Anunoby, who can guard Harris. He can guard Maxey. He can guard Oubre. He can guard anybody on the floor. So you got that. Then Josh Hart, who also can guard at least 3 positions on the floor. He can guard Maxey. He can guard Lowry. He can guard Oubre. He can guard Harris. Okay? So you got multiple players that can do it. Then there's Dante. So, and then, of course, there's the head of the snake, Jalen Brunson. So you got all that. Then you got Deuce coming off the bench, who can guard 1 through 4. He can guard any guys except Embiid in the opposite team. Okay? Then you got him. Precious can guard 3, 4, 5, 2. Okay? The only guy that can't is Bodega, but you're going to put him out there with four defenders. Unless you have him out there with Jalen, you're going to have him out there with 4 defenders at all times. And that makes him dangerous. And he had his best game of the season when he first came against Philly. Okay? So we match up very well. The key here that really also gives the Knicks a huge advantage is the defensive schemes of Tibbs. Now, Nick Nurse is a tremendous coach. I mean, he has a chip. He's a tremendous coach, no doubt. And he's going to have schemes as well. He's going to have his bag with him. But the defensive schemes of Thibodeau are otherworldly. They're elite. He's an elite defensive coach. Okay? He's an elite defensive coach. Some of y'all was whining for a couple of years now. Well, he needs an offensive coordinator. No, he doesn't. He runs offense too. He runs motion offense and he runs off-ball offense. He runs triangle. He does all of that. Okay? Now, the reason it looks different is not that somebody else say, well, if he finally learned, that's some BS. He's already knew. The thing is, he's got the personnel to run what he wants to run. That's the key. Okay? Like, again, I like to mention Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni had Chris Duhon as his point guard. No knock on Chris Duhon, but he ain't the type of point guard that D'Antoni needs to run his speedball offense. When he got Ray Felton, for that half a season before Melo came, they was rolling. And then, of course, we see what happened with Jeremy Lin. If he gave him a point guard, that's what he needs. You got to get a guy what makes his game tick. For Tibbs, you need certain types of players to make his whole coaching game tick, he got him now. Okay, he got what he wants, both sides of the ball. And the schemes he's going to use, he's going to show Embiid different looks. You're going to see switches. And this is the good key thing. This is why I keep telling you, no defense, no bueno. Some of y'all still don't get it. Some of y'all will never get it. But a lot of y'all do, and I'm thankful for y'all. You got to be able to have switchable dudes on defense. And this is the thing. With Dante, OG, and Hart, they can switch all day. You can keep running switch, and they're going to be there. Okay? And then both Hartenstein as well as Mitch Rob, they know how to play that 5 spot. They know how to show and recover very quickly, especially with Mitch. That length comes in handy right now, okay, when you're playing in the playoffs. And I'm really liking our chances. This is a 7-game series. I don't expect it to go 7, but I don't want to make any predictions yet, but I don't expect it to go 7. I don't. The Knicks are a better team, okay? Like I said. And so, yeah, they might get a Batum or Cam Payne come off the bench, or Buddy Hield can shoot the lights out. We know that. But we got switchable players that can guard multiple positions. And some of these guys, what ends up happening in the league is you want to, every team, they want to move the basketball till they get a guy like a Buddy Hield wide open on the 3-point line, right? You want a guy that can shoot like a Maxey. You want to open up lanes for him. You want to get a one-on-one with Embiid with a weaker player on his back. The problem they have is we can switch, right? So, you might lose Deuce if you're Maxey, but you're going to run right into OG. You're going to run right into Josh Hart. You're going to run right into DiVincenzo. We ain't giving them nothing when we switch. See, you might lose. You might lose Hartenstein. You might get Hartenstein switched on Maxey, but that's all right. Hartenstein can hold his own, and so can Mitchell Robinson. See, so there's really very little. Only weaknesses is Bodega 44 and Jalen Brunson, and they're professional enough, and Tibbs is slick enough to hide them and mask them properly. So there's very little weaknesses. They're going to attack Jalen. They're going to attack Bodega. They're going to attack them, okay? But I'm very confident that the Knicks have the schemes to cover those guys and to recover when they need to on the defensive end. It's going to be exciting to watch playoff Knicks defense. It really is. I'm really looking forward to that. And so it's going to be all good. I think we'll be all right. Big game in the Garden. It's going to be nuts at Madison Square Garden tomorrow. I'll probably tune in about 6:30. The game's supposed to start at 6, I think. With all the BS, I'll probably tune in at 6:30. I'm going to have company here because, we're going to have a lot of people here tomorrow. But we're going to watch that game. Listen, it's all good. We good, Knicks Nation. I don't know what's going to, like I said, I don't want to predict any games, but I do want to say 2 important things. The Knicks are the better team, number 1. The Knicks are the better team. And I don't expect it to go 7. Y'all enjoy the game. Peace, be safe out there. Enjoy your Friday. Happy Friday to all of you. Shalom.